Did you know originally Revenge of the Sith was a much darker movie? While the overall story was the same, the original cut was over 4 hours long, with the opening alone being over an hour, and started with a montage of 7 battles on 7 worlds. The 7 worlds were Polis Massa, Felucia, Crystal World, Sinkhole World, Bridge World, Kashyyyk, and finally Coruscant. There were lots of moments in dialogue cut from Anakin and Obi-Wan making their way to General Grievous's ship. The opening lines are different, and it starts with the Jedi in a dogfight with 4 droid drop fighters, where Kenobi is used as bait by Anakin to destroy them. When the 2 Jedi arrive on the Invisible Hand, a lot of the scenes were cut and can be found in deleted scenes. Personally, I'm glad a lot of it was cut, as a lot of them have cringy dialogue.
Can you understand what he's saying?
I'm not a protocol droid.
I'm pretty sure that beep is down.
I sense Count Dooku is above us.
Oh, yes, you're right. Beep is up. I think.
Roger.
Another example is when Shaak Ti is killed by Grievous, and Anakin and Obi-Wan immediately begin joking around about how they're going to escape.
That was a bad
mistake.
A tragic ending of a gallant warrior, no doubt.
Rescue Anakin, not mayhem.
I look forward to adding your lightsabers to my collection.
No.
This is not a good time to argue, Master.
Might I recommend?
Far too many of them for that.
In earlier drafts, when they arrive on the Invisible Hand, Obi-Wan is captured by droids, while Anakin escapes in a lift. Obi-Wan is brought to General Grievous, and Anakin goes on to fight Count Dooku. During the fight, Palpatine, whilst in the chair, was supposed to reveal to Anakin that Dooku was behind the Tusken Raiders capturing his mother. The fight with Dooku was also slightly different, which you can see in behind the scenes. He also had more lines that were cut from the final film, as he would have called Kenobi's moves clumsy and predictable.
I'll take you on my own.
Dooku was also supposed to beg Anakin for his life, but Christopher Lee thought this was out of his character and talked George out of it. When they rescue Palpatine, they return to the hangar to see if there's anything flyable, but all the ships are destroyed. The Invisible Hand ends up on its side, causing Anakin and Obi-Wan and Palpatine to run along a pipe, whilst droids shoot at them. At one point, Palpatine nearly falls to his death, but is saved by R2. They then look for an escape pod, which leads to them getting captured by the Ray Shields and taken to Grievous. For Grievous, the concept art team came up with a lot of designs, even one as a child with 2 IG-88 bodyguards.
The ultimate scary guy, a kid.
But George Lucas wanted him to be the deadliest hand-to-hand fighter the galaxy has seen, so he was redesigned.
At the last minute, I had one little sketch I had started before for an idea for the Droid General. We had a little bit of time yet, so I just finished marking it up and I handed it over to Ryan Mendoza. And sure enough, like during the meeting, George went straight to that one and said, "This is the one."
This guy, with this has human eyes, or not human, but animal eyes, that would move around. You actually get to see the whites and get to see that it's an actually organic thing, which might be really ugly. I came up with the idea of General Grievous as a leader of the droid armies. He's kind of a little bit of an alien in a droid shell, which is sort of an echo of what Anakin is going to become.
When the Invisible Hand crash lands on Coruscant, concept artist Ryan Church visualised it coming towards the Jedi Temple. There were a lot of scenes that showed Bail Organa, Padme, Mon Mothma and other senators getting together to create the Rebel Alliance, but all of these scenes were cut to focus more on Anakin.
That should be enough for your committee.
I know the prequels get a lot of hate for being too political, but I really enjoy these scenes, because it adds more to Padme and Bail's characters, and it also shows the origin of the Rebel Alliance.
Senator Mon Mothma and I are putting together an organization.
Say no more, Senator, I understand. At this point, some things are better left unsaid.
When Ki-Adi-Mundi asks the famous line,
"What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?"
Anakin offers to go, claiming he knows the system well, but is shut down by Mace Windu. Yoda goes instead, just like in the film. There is a line in the script said by Yoda which I find hilarious, because I pictured him saying this, meaning he single-handedly is going to destroy the droid armies. On Kashyyyk, a 10-year-old orphan, Han Solo, was meant to appear with Chewbacca. Han would have found a part to a transmitter droid, give it to Yoda, where they discover it is sending signals to General Grievous on Utapau. George Lucas realised this was a stupid idea, so scrapped it. Other things George scrapped was a teenage Boba Fett making an appearance, and the mystery of why Kamino was erased from the Jedi archives. During the Jedi meeting, when Kenobi is recommended to lead the campaign on Utapau, Anakin says he was not so successful the last time he met Grievous. Obi-Wan would then throw Anakin a dirty look, which Anakin would then say, "No offence, Master, but I'm only stating a fact." There is a nice moment in the script where Obi-Wan visits Padme. He jokes with her that she should be a Jedi when she says, "You're not here just to say hello, are you?" Obi-Wan then says he is worried about Anakin as he has changed ever since they've come back, and he knows Padme and Anakin are in love and will not tell the council about their relationship. On Kashyyyk, there was a lot of footage of the battle that was cut. Just before Obi-Wan heads to Utapau, when Commander Cody asks, "When have I ever let you down?" Kenobi would have responded by saying, "Kato no Modia," to which Cody would then blame Anakin for arriving late. Back on Coruscant, Palpatine tells Anakin that there are rumours in the Senate that Kenobi isn't up to the task, as his mind has become fogged by a certain female senator. This then would have led into the dream sequence with Obi-Wan and Padme, and Anakin asking Padme why he was visiting. On Utapau, the native species were meant to be more like lemurs, but it was decided they would be the native species of Megiddo instead, but then were cut from the movie entirely. They were later used in the Clone Wars TV show. When Kenobi confronts Grievous, when the general says,
"You've been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku,"
Obi-Wan replies, "I trained the Jedi who defeated him." The chase sequence was originally way longer. At one point, Grievous drives through a civilian train. I'm going to leave a link in the description to the deleted scenes and unused footage. I suggest you check it out because a lot of it is just bonkers. Just look at the way Kenobi stops Grievous's wheel bike. Also, Grievous's death was even more brutal than in the film. For the fight between Mace Windu and Palpatine, the Jedi were supposed to fight royal guards before confronting the Chancellor. Anakin is there from the beginning, where Sidious uses Anakin's lightsaber to fight Mace Windu. But the filmmakers realised Anakin being there from the start meant he'd already made his choice, so it was reshot. After this, Sidious would reveal to Anakin that he created him through the use of midichlorians, which technically makes him his father. But George thought this was too similar to the reveal in Empire, so cut it. When Order 66 happens, we were meant to see more Jedi being killed, and a few of them were killed differently compared to the movie.
Why? Do you think they're droids?
No.
In concept art, Ki-Adi-Mundi had an eye patch, Plo Koon had a double-bladed lightsaber, and Kit Fisto looked more battle-worn, which I think would have been a nice little touch to have seen to show how the war has affected the Jedi. Shak-Ti had another deleted scene where she dies. This time she is stabbed by Anakin during the attack on the temple.
What is it, Skywalker?
I always laugh at this death because does Shak-Ti not hear or sense anything that is going on right outside? When Obi-Wan falls into the water, he would have avoided Seeker droids, which a Nos creature would have eaten, and he would have encountered the Force ghost of Qui-Gon. On Kashyyyk, Yoda wearing a mud mask, Tarful and Chewbacca ambush clone troopers on AT-RTs. When Obi-Wan and Yoda go to the Jedi Temple, they are confronted by clones disguised as Jedi.
Thank goodness you're safe. We've recaptured the temple, but we expect another clone attack at any moment.
Quickly then.
You clones make terrible Jedi.
When Yoda confronts Palpatine, the fight would have been a little different. Then when their fight reaches into the Senate, their fight would have been projected onto the big screens. They would have force-pushed cam droids at each other, and Yoda would escape when the clones arrive. On Mustafar in earlier drafts, when Padme arrives, her guards, handmaidens, and Captain Typho are gunned down by clones. The clones are called off by Anakin. While in concept art, Padme confronts Anakin holding a knife. She would have hugged him, holding the knife to his neck, but is unable to kill him because she loves him too much. In behind the scenes footage, Anakin force chokes Padme and throws her against the wall. The fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan was much longer. In concept art, at one point they had to fight a monster together, and you can see Anakin using a red lightsaber. Also, the way Kenobi chops off Anakin's limbs was different too.
Oh, I hate you.
On Polis Massa, Yoda speaks to the voice of Qui-Gon about learning to become a Force ghost.
When I became one with the Force, I made a great discovery. With my training, you will learn to merge with the Force at will. Your physical self will fade away, but you will still retain your consciousness. You will become more powerful than any Jedi could imagine.
Excuse me, Master Yoda. Obi-Wan Kenobi has made contact.
Padme's death is because her windpipe is crushed, rather than her dying from a broken heart. And finally, there was a deleted scene where Yoda lands on Dagobah, which producer Rick McCallum was sad to see get cut, and hoped to see it in future editions. This scene was cut because George thought it distracted the viewer of ending with each Skywalker. So what moments would you like to have seen in the movie? Let me know down in the comments below what you think. If you're interested in learning more about the making of Revenge of the Sith, then I highly recommend Paul Duncan's The Jedi Archives and J.W. Rinzler's book, The Making of Revenge of the Sith. I'm going to be covering all the other Star Wars movies as well, so please subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again next time.
Oh, I forgot to